motor cars were designed to provide a new form of personal transport. But before long, they were used for other purposes. This car, with more than 100 others, took part in one of the early motor races run between the great cities of Europe, the Paris-Vienna 1902. And the new cinematograph is there to record its dusty progress. Most of these cars are standard touring models and are driven by gentlemen who are only too pleased to show off their new machines. But there are also many specially built racing cars made to an internationally accepted weight limit of 1 ton. Manufacturers build faster and faster cars by putting larger and larger engines in light chassis. These cars, capable of speeds of up to 90 miles an hour, give some of the most exciting and dangerous racing ever known. France at this time is supreme, and here comes one of her greatest drivers, the Chevalier René Denif on his Panhard. But the great Denif fails to finish the Paris-Vienna race, and an Englishman, SF Edge, takes the coveted Gordon Bennett Trophy to Britain. The Irish Gordon Bennett is a real international competition, with teams from Germany, the United States, Britain and France. The race is over 7 laps of a closed circuit. Only a few weeks ago, the city-to-city races had come to a terrible halt after a disastrous attempt to run a race from Paris to Madrid. The race is to be run over a total distance of 327 miles, and the Panhard, driven by Denif, is confidently expected to take the trophy back to France. However, the unexpected is happening once more, and a German Mercedes driven by Janazzi is faster. Commonly called the Red Devil, Janazzi is better known for courage than success. But at last his day has come. French cars are second, third and fourth. But the Gordon Bennett Trophy goes on to Germany. Janazzi's erratic brilliance does much to make Mercedes the car of the year. Next year, special trials are needed to select Gordon Bennett teams, as more and more manufacturers realize that racing is a shortcut to fame. British hopes are centered on Edge's Napier. Tires are a great problem and have to be cooled whenever possible. Britain also has new streamlined Wolseley's. The German team is to be led by Janazzi, the undoubted favorite, while the Italians have Cagno, their Queen's personal chauffeur. The Germans have chosen the Taunus, building fantastic stands to look like a medieval castle, and even translating the inscriptions in the post office into Latin. On this grand occasion, the Kaiser himself is up at 6 in the morning for the start. Janazzi leads off for Germany. Edge follows. Janazzi is determined to win. He has been practicing every day for 2 months. The circuit is 80 miles, with towns that are neutralized. Cars stop and are then paced through by cyclists. It is noted that the French braziers move more smoothly and hold the road better than the Mercedes with their undamped springs. It's not easy to appreciate the drama of seeing the giants for the first time. To liken a locomotive to a car, says one account, is sheer bathos. It is as the gambolling of an elephant to the flight of a swallow. It's a shock to the Germans when Terre's brazier is found to be fastest of all and steadily drawing away from Janetzi. Britain is close behind. Italy is also coming into the picture with Canio's Fiat number 17. It is reported that when other drivers wave, Canio, the chauffeur, salutes respectfully. Lap after lap for nearly 6 hours, Terre keeps up his magnificent drive. Janetzi cannot match the fantastic regularity of the French car. At long last, the Gordon Bennett Trophy goes back to France. From now onwards, Terre is to be known as the chronometer. The following year, he wins again. And now France exploits her supremacy by organizing a new race on her own terms. The French Grand Prix is to be a 2-day affair of 800 miles, the finest possible test of men and machines. There are new Fiats from Italy and Mercedes from Germany. Designers still concentrate on large engines in light chassis. The 14.5-litre Mercedes engine is just about twice as big as that of a London bus. Hotchkiss have gone so far as to fit light wire wheels. There isn't even a cushion for the driver of this car as it is officially weighed. The De Dietrichs are probably near the ton weight limit with their 18-litre engines. Clément's son Albert is having his first big race on 13A, a Clément Bayard. Numbers are allocated to makes. 5A is a brazier, so are 5B and 5C. There are no less than 23 French cars among the starters. Gabriel leads off for France. Lancia of Italy is on a Fiat. That's a new Renault. To make this race a test of men as well as machines, all work must now be done by the crew. This is just the start of a 2-day race. The circuit is made up of 3 very long, flat-out straights. It is above all a test of sustained high speed, although there are the connecting corners. Organization is on the grand scale, with 40 miles of palisading alone. As the first results come through, a brazier is again in the lead, with Barra driving. While the leading Hotchkiss has broken a wheel on the first lap. Lancia, the hope of Italy, comes in. A keen singer, he is said to detect a false note in an engine as easily as in one of his favorite Wagnerian scores. The entire radiator seems to be out of harmony today. The Italas are also off tune. And it is Seitz who takes the lead for France with a Renault. Braziers are second and third. The heat is becoming subtropical, but already the French lead is overwhelming. The first day's racing is more than halfway through when Leblanc finishes rebuilding his wheel with spokes borrowed, it is said, not only from his wheels, but even from other competitors. This is becoming a real test of physical endurance. The fine particles of dust combine with a dust-laying liquid to hurt the driver's eyes so severely that several can hardly see the road and have to retire. Just before midday, the waiting crowd see the leader come in. In first place sits the ex-mechanic. And second, the youngest competitor, Albert Clement. Next morning, the race is continued. Sitz leads comfortably, but the complete French victory crumbles as the Italian driver Felice Nazzaro takes second place. Young Albert's in trouble. He has to change tires on fixed wheels, whereas the Fiats and Renaults have detachable rims. Sitz's car is not only fast, but he can change a tire in 2 minutes, compared with up to 15 minutes of this. Poor Albert Clement is dropping further and further behind the Italian Fiat. The wooden road specially built to skirt the town of St. Calais is tricky. Shepard, an American amateur, was fourth. Albert's back, trying to catch the Fiat, while a Brazier is now fourth. The American is out. Another wire wheel has collapsed, and there just don't seem to be enough spokes left on any of the others. Today, no one can catch the Renault, and Sitz waves to the crowd as he drives on with a lead of over 30 minutes on Nazzaro. The first Grand Prix is in every way a success for France. The Renault wins, while Nazzaro's second place for Italy in the Fiat gives a pleasant international flavor. There is a new racing star, an ex-racing mechanic. The professionals are moving in. Germany counters the successful French Grand Prix by putting all her imperial splendor behind a race of her own, the Kaiserpreis. A large number of people still have little apparent idea of the danger involved, which is a big problem on these long circuits. Many who should know better still turn their back on the motor car's rapid progress. This time, Germany has drawn up regulations on her terms, excluding the large French and Italian Grand Prix cars. All the same, there is a strong competition from abroad, and for half the 300-mile race, a Belgian Piep leads. Then, on the very last lap, Felice Nazzaro comes through to win on his red Italian Fiat. The unlucky Belgian finds that he is now nearly 5 minutes behind. Germany can do no better than third. The race is not repeated. The Kaiser presents the prizes, not only to the drivers and to the designers, but also to the directors of the companies involved. Right on top of this comes the French Grand Prix at Dieppe. The weight limit was dangerous, and the organizers have hit on a depressingly sensible formula, a limit on fuel consumption.